I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Over the weekend, Donald Trump continued to make posts threatening and attacking the Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Trump reposted multiple QAnon death cult accounts. I will show you those posts. Donald Trump also spread disinformation and lied about the federal judge in Washington, D.C., Judge Tanya Chutkan, and appears to have directly violated the warning that she gave to his lawyers at a hearing on Friday. But I don't just want to show you the posts by Donald Trump. It was your advice, and I thought it was great advice. You said, Ben, we appreciate you exposing and calling out Trump's posts, but also, can you compare it to what President Joe Biden is saying and doing? Because showing that contrast is so important so people can see the decisions that have to be made. And as Joe Biden said, as President Biden said, don't compare me to the Almighty, compare me to the alternative. That's what we will do right now. Here is what Donald Trump was posting this weekend. Here he is threatening and attacking the district attorney and spreading just some horrific lies and defamatory statements about her. Trump goes, why is phony, and he spells it Phoney. He goes, why is phony like perfect phone call? Get it? Fani Willis, the severely underperforming DA of Fulton County, who is being accused of having an affair with a gang member of a group that she is prosecuting, leaking my name in regard to a grand jury pertaining to election fraud and irregularities that I say took place in Georgia. I made a perfect phone call of protest. What does phony have to do with me? She should instead focus on the record number of murders in Atlanta. I just want to be very clear that basically everything Donald Trump is saying is a lie. The statement about her being accused of having sexual relations with a gang member is a defamatory statement that Donald Trump made. Donald Trump is basically echoing his own defamatory accusation. This is what MAGA Republicans do. They create their echo chamber, and then they repeat their lies and say, oh, well, we heard it reported somewhere. I mean, just despicable things to ever accuse somebody of and to defame her like that. And then Donald Trump to say it was a perfect phone call and it was a call of protest, or as Donald Trump's lawyers say, it wasn't a threat to Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. It was an aspirational ask. Well, we've all listened to the phone call. We also know of the conduct of Trump agents breaking into election offices in places like Coffee County and stealing election data. We know about the fake elector scheme. And as Donald Trump prepares to be indicted again, this time in Fulton County, this is how he is spending the weekend. Just shameful conduct. Again, he goes, the only election interference that took place in Fulton County, Georgia, was done by those that rigged and stole the election, not by me, who simply complained that the election was rigged and stolen. We have massive and conclusive proof if the grand jury would like to see it. Unfortunately, the publicity-seeking DA isn't interested in justice or this evidence. Also, as in Manhattan, the corrupt DOJ is pushing hard, trying to keep Biden in office. The whole system is dishonest and broken. Here he is again, just completely lying and saying he has the super secret evidence that what? He hasn't shared anywhere before. He's lost in all of the court cases that he's filed. The two consulting firms that he hired and paid about $1 million each all said that there was not fraud capable of overturning the election. His lawyers, except the crazy ones, his normal lawyers, his attorney general, his former vice president, everyone says that he is completely lying here. And Donald Trump lies about everything, but here he goes, spreads the lie again and again. And here he is, I'll show you Biden's post in a moment. Here he is reposting this bizarre meme by someone named Andrea, whose account is at God Bless Trump 47. And it says, the lion is awake. We will be silent no more. And just so you want to see who Andrea is, let's pull up her account. It says, stand for God, Trump, and America, and then hashtag WWG1WGA, which is the QAnon slogan, where we go one, we go all. And then she says, I stand with Trump. And then she has hashtag Q because she is a QAnon death cult account. Donald Trump knows that. He's amplified QAnon and QAnon accounts hundreds and hundreds of times in the past few months alone. I think over 500 or 600 times in the past year or so. But just think about that he's spending the weekend attacking prosecutors, spreading lies about them in the most vicious, racist, misogynistic ways, amplifying QAnon accounts. Let's just turn to see what President Biden is posting about. Here's what President Biden had to say. Vice President Harris and I will continue leading the fight to protect a woman's right to choose, but Congress must do more. So whereas Donald Trump is posting a QAnon meme, here's the meme that Biden is posting. I am determined to ban assault weapons. I did it once before and I'll do it again. And he says, it is within our power to once again ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, to require safe storage of guns, to end gun manufacturers' immunity from liability, and to enact universal background checks. Another post by President Biden. Unemployment remains near record lows. A higher share of working-age Americans are working now than in 20 years, and real wages for the average American worker are growing and are higher than before the pandemic, with lower wage workers seeing the largest gains. Okay, let's go back and see what Donald Trump is posting. Oh, it's another post by Andrea, the QAnon account that says, the great awakening, we are awake and we will not be silent no more. Now he reposts someone named Spiritual Street Fighter 17, and the repost says, the deep state will try anything and everything to derail the Trump train. However little they do know that there is nothing that can stop this. And then it's a photo of Trump with his little tiny hands, and it says, will totally obliterate the deep state. Let's take a look at this Spiritual Street Fighter account, and it says, I believe in Q, again, QAnon, the death cult, and then it says the Great Awakening, and then you see it says WWG1WGA, again, that is the QAnon slogan, that is the slogan of a death cult, and it's someone who said, I believe in Q. So just to be clear, the person the MAGA Republicans want to give the nuclear codes to, again, to run our military, to make life and death decisions over your life, your family's life, people who you love, your communities, the lives of people in your community and your country, is out there spending the weekend reposting QAnon death cult memes. And it doesn't just end there. Here he is reposting a complete lie about federal judge Tanya Chutkan. By the way, she admonished his lawyers during a hearing on Friday that conduct like this was unacceptable, but Donald Trump can't control himself. So he reposts a right-wing account that says, Judge Tanya Chutkan, an Obama left-wing activist judge in D.C., whose husband also got appointed by Obama as a D.C. judge, openly admitted she's running election interference against Trump. Completely false, entirely defamatory, a violation of Judge Chutkan's orders. Let's go back to see what President Biden is posting. Donald Trump, QAnon memes. President Biden, here's a meme that he posts. Let's give public school teachers a raise. And Joe Biden goes, it's time. Here's another post by President Joe Biden. Semiconductors power nearly everything in our lives, but they were hard to access during the pandemic because factories overseas shut down. Thanks to the CHIPS and Science Act, companies are investing billions of dollars to bring production back home. This is a game changer. And I want to show you this post over the weekend of a Republican voter in Iowa, because I hear this a lot from former Republicans who basically say, look, I've been a Republican my whole life, but I can't vote for this guy, Trump. I can't. His conduct is despicable. His whining, his bullying, his behavior, his incompetence, his sociopathic, malignant narcissism, his support of our enemies, his grift. they can't vote for him anymore. And I'll show you this. This is someone who's never voted for a Democrat in their life, but did for President Joe Biden. And he says, I'm the type of person who's going to make sure Trump is kept out of office. Here, play this clip.
Mike Pence had the choice to send the votes back to the state, which was the choice that he should have made. But he said he couldn't do it. He didn't do it because he's a coward.
Recount after recount showed it, mister. I've been a Republican my whole life. Yes, I agree with some of Trump's policies, but the guy does not belong back in the White House. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm one of the few. I'm one of the ones that's going to keep him out of there because, unfortunately,
you're not keeping him out
I've
of there.
never voted for a Democrat in my life. I had to vote for one last time. I voted for Biden. He's in there, and people like me are going to be the ones that are going to keep Trump out.
Thought that was a powerful way to end this segment. Go to MeidasTouch.com for all of the breaking news. That's MeidasTouch.com, the new homepage for all things Meidas Touch. Check us out as well wherever you get audio podcasts. Subscribe to the Meidas Touch podcast, and have an excellent day, and I'll see you at MeidasTouch.com. Ben Meiselas here. I want to tell you about my best friend growing up as a kid. His name is David Sorokin. We were inseparable growing up. Here, check out the photos of us. I knew David Sorokin was going to grow up to do great things, and that he did. And I want to tell you how David Sorokin can help you out. You see, David Sorokin is a partner at the renowned plaintiffs law firm called the Morelli Law Firm, one of the top personal injury law firms in the entire country, with a specialty in truck accidents, construction accidents, and cases where a victim has suffered a traumatic brain injury. Morelli Law Firm has obtained billions of dollars in recoveries all across the country for its clients and their families. The Morelli Law Firm recently received a jury verdict of more than $100 million for a single plaintiff who suffered a traumatic brain injury as a result of a construction accident, setting the New York State record for the largest pain and suffering verdict ever in a traumatic brain injury case. The Morelli firm has represented actor-comedian Tracy Morgan in his famous truck accident case against Walmart. The Morelli firm takes cases that are 7, 8, and 9 figures to jury verdict. So if you or anyone in your family has been injured as a result of someone else's negligence, call the attorneys at the Morelli Law Firm today. The phone number is 516-447-8233. That's 516-447-8233. You can also check out their website at morellilaw.com/Meidas. That's MORELLILAW.com/Meidas. Again, it's MORELLILAW.com/Meidas. And as I've kind of phased out being a litigator and I've been focusing more on the MeidasTouch network, I want to make sure that you are all in good hands if you or someone you know has been a victim of someone else's negligence. So reach out to the Morelli firm. They're a law firm that I trust a lot, and I know they'll take very good care of you all. That's morellilaw.com/Meidas, and you can say that Ben Meiselas sent you. Have a great one.